Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today we are going to discuss 10 ways to combat your negative thoughts and think positively instead. These are 10 ways to battle those negative items because, negative thoughts give you negative results. So you have to really start thinking positive. I want to give a shout out to Larry Geese from the Geese Academy over at Odyssey Consultant.org. That's ODYSSEYCONSULTANT.org. You can reach him at 516-485-2741. That's 516-485-2741. Larry Geese is a addiction life recovery coach. He will help you from your addiction to your recovery. He will walk with you day by day without asking questions about yesterday. He is concerned about today, folks. He is concerned about tomorrow. He is not worried about yesterday. He will walk with you. He will get you to have a better today and a better plan for tomorrow. So give him a call at 516-485-2741. That's Larry Geese from the Geese Academy at odysseyconsultant.org. That's ODYSSEYCONSULTANT.org. That's Larry Geese from the Geese Academy, 516-485-2741. He is a personal friend of mine, and he is so experienced. I look up to him. I look for him to learn how to deal with people with addictions. Please give him a call, 516-485-2741. Larry Geese from the Geese Academy, odysseyconsultant.org. globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. Get your glasses at globaleyeglasses.com. You can get frames from $6 all the way up to $69. They include single vision standard, non-coated regular plastic lenses, a case, and a cloth. Now, if you need transitions, they have them. They have photochromatics, they have progressives, they have polarization lenses, they have thin lenses, they have UV coated lenses, they have anti-reflecting coating, and they have me to help them. Through this camera, I can help you with your eyeglasses and with your addiction. But you need to contact me at 631-599-0218, 631-599-0218. I will help you order your glasses like I've done for hundreds already. I will make sure you pick the proper frame for the proper size with the proper lens to make you see better. Go to globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. 10 ways to combat your negative thoughts and think positively instead. Negative thoughts are poison. In life, negative thoughts can hold us back and diminish our happiness. In recovery, they can lead to a relapse. Anyone who's relapsed will tell you that a boatload of negative thoughts preceded their relapse, that stinking thinking known in the field. Our negative thoughts are our own mental distortions, and they are choices. Make a conscious decision to turn your negative thought around into a positive thought, and your life will significantly improve. Whether you're in recovery or not, here are 10 methods you can use to combat your negative thoughts. First way is identify distortions. Write down your negative thoughts. Reading it back to yourself will help you identify what is distorted about your thinking. This can be difficult, but it gets easier with practice. If you write down, "I won't pass my test," then you can identify your thought is distorted because you are predicting something that hasn't happened yet. If you write down you can't pass your test, more than likely you won't pass your test. So write down your negative thoughts and identify distortions. Number 2, find your evidence. After you've written down your negative thoughts, it's time to play detective. Look for the evidence that proves your negative thought wrong. If you think, "I hate my job," then find the things that you like about your job, such as the fact that you have a great coworker and that you are a good employee, that you have good employee discounts. So turn the negative thought about your job or anything, matter of fact, into a positive. Number 3, experiment. Experimental technique of combating negative thought thinking involves doing an experiment that will test your negative thought. If you think my parents don't understand, what it's like for me to be at school, then quiz them about their own experiences in school. And you might find that they can relate more than you thought they could. Pre-qualify their thinking. Next one is use a rating system. Try using a rating system with your negative thoughts. Instead of thinking this is the worst thing that could have ever happened to me, try to rate an experience on a scale from 0 to 100, with 100 being the worst. It will help put things in perspective by thinking in shades of gray rather than black or white. Folks, survey others. When you have a negative thought, turn to some trusted friends, relatives, or mentors for their take on your issues. Tell them what your negative thought is and ask them if they think it's realistic. Or explain the situation and ask them how they would feel if they were in your shoes. This is number 6. Use definitions. When you put a label on yourself or someone else, such as stupid or useless, seek out the definition of that label. Identify what is stupid, what is useless. Consult a dictionary and think of things in a literal sense. You might find that the label wasn't appropriate for the situation after all. Number 7, adjust your wording. Many negative thoughts include the word should, which is the word that's too harsh and judgmental. If you think I should have finished my paperwork last night, change it to I would have been better if I had finished my paper last night. Wording is so important. And it's also when you speak to people, folks. Number 8, re-attribute the problem. If you blame yourself for doing something that went wrong, try to re-examine the issue in another light. You'll likely find that there were many factors involved and that wasn't your fault at all. Re-attribute the problem to all the forces that were at work and take a blame off yourself. Last but not least, list the pros and cons, folks. When you have a negative thought, consider the pros and cons of that thought. Write a list of cost-benefits analysis. Consider how the thought is helping you or hurting you. For example, if you think I'm terrible at basketball, a con of thinking that way is that you aren't leaving any room for improvement. Negative or positive thinking isn't just something that you do, it's your lifestyle. Remember that your thoughts don't have to be negative, and you can introduce a lot more positivity in your life. Folks, remember, positive thoughts give positive results. Negative thoughts give negative results. You're going to run into people in life that will constantly try to give you nothing but the naysay, the negatives. Eliminate, avoid those particular people or their comments. If you start thinking positive, positive things will happen. These are the 10 ways to combat your negative thoughts and positively instead. Negative thoughts are poison, folks. In life, negative thoughts can hold us back and diminish our happiness. In recovery, they can lead to a relapse. Anyone who's relapsed will tell you that boatload of negative thoughts preceded their relapse, that stinking thinking terminology. Our negative thoughts are our own mental distortions. And they are choices. You have a choice to either negative or positive thinking. Make a conscious decision to turn your negative thoughts into positive ones daily. And your life will significantly improve. I know mine did. Whether you're in recovery or not, here are 10 methods you can use to combat your negative thoughts. Number 1, and I'll briefly go over these quickly once more. Identify distortions. Write down your negative thoughts. Reading it back to yourself will help you identify the distortion about your thinking. This can be difficult, but it gets easier with practice. If you write down, I won't pass my test, then you can identify your thought is distorted because you are predicting something that hasn't even happened yet. Find your evidence, folks. After you've written down your negative thought, it's time to play detective. Become Columbo. Look for the evidence that proves your negative thought wrong. If you think I hate my job, then find the reasons that you do like your job, like your favorite co-workers, or the benefits, or the hours. Experiment. The experimental technique of combating negative thinking involves doing an experiment that will test your negative thought. If you think my parents don't understand what it's like to go to school, quiz them. Find out when they went to school, how was it when they went to school? Was there anything similar to how it is for you? Use a rating system. Try using a rating system with your negative thoughts. Instead of thinking this is the worst thing that could have ever happened, try to rate the experience on a scale of 0 to 100. 100 being the worst. It will put things into perspective for you. Folks, try to survey others. When you have a negative thought, turn to some trusted friends, relatives, or mentors for their take on the issue at hand. Tell them what your negative thought is and ask them if they think it's a realistic conclusion to have that negativity for that thought. Or explain the situation and ask them how they would feel if they were in your shoes. Now, next one is use definitions. When you put a label on yourself or someone else, such as stupid, useless, seek out the definition of that label. Use a dictionary, because look under stupid, look under useless. Compare it to your situation. More than likely, it's in the wrong category. Adjust your wording. Many negative thoughts include the word should, which is a word that's too harsh and judgmental. If you think I should have finished my paper last night, change it to I would have been better had I finished that paper last night. That gives you that gap of flexibility. Re-attribute the problem. If you blame yourself for something that went wrong, try to re-examine the issue in another light. You'll likely find that there are many factors involved and that it wasn't your fault after all. Re-attribute the problem to all the forces that were at work and take the blame off yourself. List the pros and cons. When you have a negative thought, consider the pros and cons of that thought. Write a list of cost-benefit analysis. Consider how the thought is helping you or hurting you. For example, if you think I'm a terrible basketball player, you are eliminating any possibility for improvement because you already classified yourself as a terrible basketball player. Negative or positive thinking isn't just doing something you do. It's your lifestyle. Remember that your thoughts don't have to be negative, and you can introduce a lot more positivity into your life, folks. This was called 10 Ways to Combat Your Negative Thoughts and Positive Thinking. Start thinking positive, folks. It is so easy to turn a negative into a positive, but all it takes is for you to utilize what God has given you, and that is your mind and your heart. Folks, if you're watching me, wherever you might be, in your living room, your kitchen, jail, homeless shelter, wherever else, I guarantee you, including myself, I have experienced those negative thoughts, especially in my drinking years. I have taken each and every day now, since sobriety came into my life, and made sure that even the littlest negative thoughts that would come to my mind, I would try to turn it around. And my days have become better, have become more expandable. In other words, my expectations of myself were set lower, so my results became higher. I don't say I can't do something. I say I will try to do something. That way, when I can't, it is not a failure. But when you say you cannot do something and it doesn't happen, you have predicted your future already, and you have set yourself up for failure. Let today be the first day of your new life. Let today be the first day of positive thinking. Let today be the last day of negativity. Include your higher power. I include God in my daily living, because God provides me with positive thoughts, and God provides me with positive results. Yes, even us, Christians or not, will come and approach day by day with some sort of setbacks, some sort of negativity. But it is up to you to turn that negativity into something positive. It's like playing ice hockey, like I used to do. I cannot say I have to score 3 goals today. I will say I will attempt to score today. That way, when I score 3, it is a huge positive. But if I said I will score 3 and I only score 1, I already set myself up for failure. The same applies to sobriety, folks. This is why you take 24 hours at a time, day by day. Because if I, let's say today, decided to become sober again, in other words, I'm an alcoholic, and I want to make today my first day in recovery. If I said to you through my camera, I will not drink for the next month or for the rest of my life, I am setting myself up for failure already, because I am not tackling it one day at a time, because you cannot predict what will happen next week. But if you go under the assumption that if you do one day at a time, the 24 hours at a time is a lesser burden for you to tackle and succeed at. The same applies to your life. Sobriety and your life have that same foundation that needs to be built. Take each and every day, one day at a time. Yes, it is great to make plans for tomorrow, next week, next year. But if you take one day at a time and you make the best out of each 24 hours that you have the privilege of living on this beautiful earth, your life will be more productive, will be less stressful for you, because your expectations aren't set so high. Remember, if you are watching me and you're breathing, you have today, this 24 hours, hopefully, to enjoy not only my video, but enjoy life itself. As you sit behind, wherever you might be sitting, and I sit in front of you in with my camera, and I'm breathing and I'm talking to you, there is someone, not only in my community, not only in my state, not only in my country, but globally, taking their last breath, closing their eyes for the last time. Did they have a chance for change? Did they have a chance for change like you have that chance right now? Whether you're drug addicted, alcohol addicted, or just regular person with no addictions, to turn a negative into a positive daily will only enhance your life, will make your life more productive, will put less stress on you. Don't predict what you have to do. Set a goal, what you'd like to accomplish. That way, when you don't accomplish it, it's not a setback. Take each and every day and thank God you're alive. Take each and every day and set certain achievable goals in your life. And let's take each and every day and become a good role model in your children and your grandchildren's life. I am asking each and every one watching my show right now that if you smoke, you drink, you use profanity or physically abuse in front of your children, your grandchildren, please stop doing that. Be the role model that you were designated to be. Be the hero that your children, your grandchildren look at you to be. If you have to smoke, do it away from them. If you have to drink, do it away from them. If you have to use profanity, do it away from them. If you have to use physical abuse, seek counseling, seek help. If you're the victim of physical abuse, seek the authorities. It is better to have your loved one that's physically abusing you taken out in handcuffs and getting treatment, hopefully, and coming back to you alive, than for the authorities to take you out in a body bag because you were physically abused and you never said anything to anyone. For you folks, be the role model to include love in front of your children and your grandchildren. To include compassion, respect, because when you give respect, you get respect. And teach your children to trust. Remember that your children, from the ages of 0 to 18, depend on you writing their chapters in their book of life. Every year is a new chapter. You are responsible for 18 chapters of their life. Let those chapters include the good role model that I know you can be. Eliminate the smoking, the drinking, the profanity, and the physical abuse in front of your children in their lives. Don't teach them that it's okay to smoke, to drink, to use profanity or physically abuse. Teach them instead to trust, to respect, to show compassion, to show passion to people. That way, at 18, when you're done writing your children's chapters in their book of life and they go out into the real world, you have done your best. Don't let your children go on to Jerry Springers, to Bill Cunninghams, to Steve Wolkos, to Murray Povich, and say, I am an alcoholic because I watched my parents do. I am a physical abuser because I watched my parents do. I am into drugs because I... Don't let that happen. You are not guaranteed by writing your children's book of life from 0 to 18 that they'll be perfect, but you are guaranteed the self-satisfaction, the knowledge that I know, that you will know, that you did your best. Start today. Let today be a new day. Take today, whether you're an alcoholic or a drug addicted or just a regular person watching me, let today be the next 24 hours in your new life. Reach out to me if you have any situations you want to speak to me about it. 844-405-HELP. Reach out to Larry Geese over at theodysseyconsultant.org at Geese Academy. Call Larry at 516-485-2741 and let Larry know that you heard about him on the Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Larry will help you with your situation, with your addiction, whether it's to alcohol or drugs. If you need life coaching, get in touch with Larry Geese at the Geese Academy at odysseyconsultant.org, 516-485-2741. Go to globalayeglasses.com. Let them focus on saving you money and call me 631-599-0218 and I'll help you order your glasses. Folks, I hope to God that each and every one of you has a great day, and I hope to God that you realize that all changes in life happen with very small steps. And please teach your children and your grandchildren to say no to drugs and alcohol. And please remember, a sober today, I promise, will make a better tomorrow. Contact me at 844-405-HELP and let me help take your life back. May God bless you.